Hello everyone. Today's video will be slightly different compared to usual. Today it's rather about fiction than reality, but let me explain. When I started with these videos, I had the intention to share my experiences and to show what I learned from them, in hope that somebody else would draw an advantage from that. And I still want to do that, don't get me wrong. But quite recently I received the inspiration to try something new. One further passion of me, except for playing the piano and sharing my wisdom, is to express myself literarily. And yes, this means story time. But anyways, without losing too many words, it will be mostly fictional, with a couple of experiences I made regarding myself and my past. So just relax, sit back, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy. Let the curtains fall. Today is my chance. After countless days of practice, I finally made it. I made my way straight into the start formation of my football club. The struggle, the grudge I had when I was sitting on the bench, just watching others score goal after goal, paid out after all. Now it's me who is playing at the forefront as a striker, to shoot my club straight to the first place. I have the chance and I will prove myself. Then suddenly the coach interrupted.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we have worked incredibly hard during the last few weeks, up to that moment. Today we're playing against the league leader, who is 2 points in front of us. So if we win, we can claim ourselves the leaders of this championship. Do you want that?
Yes! Everyone, including myself, replied.
So let's get out there and show them what we're capable of.
Yes! We replied again, and then everyone stood up and clapped. The room almost bursted under the massive amount of motivation streaming through it. One after another, we walked outside. I took a last look at the mirror to my right before I joined them, but I observed not the look of myself. Instead, I looked at my back, precisely at the number I had, the 11. I already played with every imaginable number on my back, be it the 4, the 5, the 7, the 9, or even the 47. Fact is, since I had played on several positions before, I had a lot of variety regarding my back numbers. Earlier, when I started to play football, I was a defender. Due to my body weight, I was not really quick and agile, but for a defender, it was really handy. I could simply push anyone aside, be it the emergency substitution of the bottom-placed club, or be it the top scorer of the league. When I hit them, they fell, and I never got a yellow card for it. But beyond the pitch, it was almost a tragedy being that corpulent. First and foremost at school. At the age of 16 or 17, everyone embraced the idea of having a girlfriend or boyfriend. I mean, I did as well. But at the same time, I was aware that my chances were way smaller than others. I was fat and therefore not really attractive. So how could a girl really like me? Or better, how could a girl I like me in return? The pressure I had, also from my past in which people wanted to play football with me as ball, was overwhelming. So one day I put an end to all that and changed my life for good. Due to hard training and apparently never-ending motivation, I managed to lose nearly 30 kilos. From 96 kilos, I went down to 67, while being 177 centimeters high. I not only felt better, but also could gain a lot of self-confidence towards girls, but most importantly, towards myself. So here I am, the striker with number 11 that...
I see your motivation, but rather show it on the field than in front of the mirror.
I stuttered. Excuse me. I ran outside and catched up with the others that just entered the field shortly before and did my warm-up. As I undressed my jacket, I saw this number again, 11. I smiled, because it made me proud like a lion, considering that the lion is my actual star sign. But however, I continued with a couple of sprints and runs before all players assembled themselves 30 yards away from the goal. Our final warm-up exercise was shooting. To be honest, that was my favorite one. Running was not that kind of a problem anymore, but anyways, shooting was my specialty, so to say. The thing that made me valuable as a player. The thing I was capable of since I started to kick the ball for the first time. And now, since I could combine that with running, I was a really dangerous striker, at least on the paper. I dribbled around the obstacles the coach set up and shot with all I had. Where did the ball go? I asked myself. 50 meters in the distance I saw it rolling. Well, that definitely didn't go in. So I hurried to gather it back in order to have a second try before the game started. This time at least I managed it to score a goal, even though it was lucky as hell. The goalkeeper made a harsh mistake by letting the ball pass between his legs. Both him and me had to improve in the game, otherwise we were the first substitutes. But my optimism told me that everything was going to be great and that I would experience a happily ever after regarding my football career. The referee blew into his whistle as a sign to come together at the middle line of the football field. So both teams gathered in front of the ref, who guided us onto the pitch. Everyone was clapping outside. I'm not deluded to think my dad was the loudest one. He actually was. I mean, he actually was as proud as me that I made it into the starting lineup. So he was only an additional reason for showing my skills today. The referee made the coin toss, which decided that we had the right to switch sides. But the captain of our team refused, so the referee told us to prepare. He would start the game immediately. Everyone went to his position and a silent concentration was predominant on the field. I stood right in the front of the middle circle and looked at the two opponents aiming at our goal. Again, the referee's whistle shrilled and indicated that the game has just begun. I ran straight towards the two opponents, but they immediately played back into their half and circulated the ball for a couple of minutes. In the first 5 minutes, nothing spectacular happened, since the whole game was arranged tactically on both sides. But that was highly predictable. None of us wanted to lose. Our ambitions were high, though there was the chance to fall deep. One mistake could basically decide the game, which explains the caution and awareness on the field. 10 minutes into the game, any approaches towards the goal were still missing. No team had any opportunities to score a goal. Although I was a striker on the paper, I felt like a midfielder. I had to gather the ball almost in our half, but I didn't get further because I was blocked instantly. So the only thing I could do is play it back to the teammates behind me. And it went like that until minute 25, when I decided to risk more and to venture some dribblings. The worst thing that could happen was me losing the ball. But since it was the enemy's half, I wouldn't cause much damage, right? So I was very keen on trying something with that in my mind. I was determined to use my next ball possession for creating something unexpected. And there, a few moments later, the ball flew right into my direction, so I took the chance. I knew right behind me would be an opponent, so I catched the ball with my chest and flicked it right behind me and my supposed enemy. When I turned around, I aimed at the ball and started sprinting. All happened in a couple of milliseconds. But it didn't matter, it was too late. The only thing I saw was something getting closer and hitting me with all its force. It was the enemy player who ran straight into me, hitting me right into the face with his head. In the first milliseconds after the impact, I felt nothing, only that I lost the ball completely from my field of view. Suddenly the feelings kicked in, and the fact I was also running into his direction doubled the force of the impact, so that I was struck directly to the ground. But instantaneously, the feelings that returned for a short time were replaced by a numb sensation, and everything around me just faded away. The only thing I could perceive right away was something being inside my mouth, some sort of thick liquid that made it difficult to breathe. And additionally to that, I felt something hard pushing against my palate. But before I could investigate closer, I fainted away entirely while laying on the soft grass of the football pitch.